All right, today we're jumping right into an institution with a pretty incredible story. The Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto Institute of Science and Technology. You probably know it as SABIST University. So let's get into it. First things first, let's look at their motto, Discover Yourself. That's not just a catchy phrase. It really sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. It frames education as this journey of, well, personal discovery. And the university's origins? They're pretty prestigious. It was founded way back in 1995, and it was born from the vision of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, who, as you know, is a massive figure in Pakistan's history. So that brings us to our first section, a legacy of vision. See, the university isn't just a place for classes and exams. It's also a tribute, honoring Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. That historical weight is baked right into its identity. So what is SZABIST on paper? Well, it's a chartered, nonprofit institute. That's actually a really big deal. It was formally established by an act of the Sindh Assembly, and being nonprofit means its main mission is education, not making money. For a lot of students, that's a huge plus. Okay, so we have this powerful vision, but how does that translate into what you can actually study? Let's dive in and explore the programs they offer, because the academic landscape here is incredibly diverse. And wow, just take a look at this. This gives you a great snapshot of the main academic divisions. Whether you're all about business and management, or you're into cutting-edge fields like computer science and AI, or maybe your passion is in law or engineering, they've pretty much got it covered. And this breaks it down even further into actual degrees. So if you're looking for an undergraduate program, you've got choices from a BBA all the way to mechatronic engineering. And for those of you looking to take it to the next level, there are fantastic graduate options like an MBA, a master's in data science, and even a PhD. Now, let's talk about reputation. It's one thing to offer a lot of programs, but it's another for them to be top-notch, right? So now we're going to look at SZABS's Mark of Excellence, all the rankings, awards, and accreditations that back it up. You can really see the story unfold on this timeline. From its founding in '95, it just keeps hitting these major milestones. A top 3 ranking from the HEC in 2014, then getting full university status just recently, and then a huge international award. That's some serious momentum. And let's just pause on that UNESCO award for a second, because this is massive. SZABIST was the only university from Pakistan to be selected, and they weren't just up against a few others. They were chosen from a pool of over 2,000 submissions from all over the world. That's a huge global win. And the quality of their programs, it's backed by some serious credentials. Things like being a member of the AACSB, which is basically the gold standard for business schools, or having the Pakistan Engineering Council accredit their mechatronics program. It just means their degrees hold up to rigorous standards, both at home and abroad. Leadership really sets the tone for an entire institution. And at SZABIST, the president, Madam Shahnaz Wazir Ali, was recognized by Forbes as one of the world's most influential women. Having that caliber of leadership at the very top is just wow. So we've established it's an excellent university, but excellence can feel out of reach if you can't afford it. So let's shift gears to something really practical, how SZABIST supports you on your journey with scholarships and financial aid. This is the million-dollar question for so many students and their families, isn't it? How are we going to fund this education? Well, SZABIST has really tried to provide some clear pathways and answers. The key takeaway here is that you've got options. As you can see, the support comes from 2 main places. First, you have scholarships funded directly by the university itself for both merit and need. Then you have a whole other set of scholarships and loans from external partners, so there are multiple doors to knock on. And they've tried to make the process as painless as possible. It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, explore what's out there. Second, check if you qualify. And third, get that application in online. It's designed to be straightforward, not scary. And here are just some of the amazing partners that make it all happen. You've got organizations like the Ishan Trust and the Citizens Foundation, plus government funds. Together, they create this really strong safety net to help make sure that money doesn't have to be the barrier to getting a great education. All right, so you've got it in, you've paid for it, and you've graduated. The big question is, now what? In our final section, we're going to look at how SZABIST helps you launch your future with real career pathways and industry partnerships. Their whole philosophy here is crystal clear. Your education has to be a bridge to a job. So they're super active in building and maintaining strong relationships with industry leaders to create those direct pathways for their graduates. And this isn't just talk, here's the proof. We're talking about leading organizations like Mizan Bank and the National Center for Human Rights. They're official partners for recruitment and for capstone projects, which gives students that critical, real-world experience and a foot in the door. And finally, let's talk about scale. SAZIBSIT isn't just a single campus in one city. We're talking about 9 campuses spread out across Pakistan and even one in Dubai. That's a massive network that makes this education accessible to so many more people. So when you put it all together, from a visionary start and global recognition all the way to a solid commitment to launching careers, ZABIST really offers a complete package for learning and growing. Which brings us back to the beginning. Are you ready to discover yourself?